They were certain that they had ended you for good. They attempted to remove you from history using fake papers. A phony funeral has spread via murmurs. But there was something they didn't realize. You were not a normal person. You were both a selected individual and a chosen one. Never gives up easy since he has a heavenly purpose and global protection behind him. The burial they attempted to bury is now a representation of their own shape. This film explains how the mask of those who seized your rights collapsed, how you rose from the ashes and returned to the stage in full force. It's time for justice, not vengeance. Now everyone can see. They could not murder you. Right. 777 in the comments section. Because you are a spirit that will never die. Some people will go to extremes. This defies logic. But what some have done for selfish gain is ludicrous and impossible to understand. They did not only aim to take your riches. They manufactured your whole life on paper, constructing a universe in which you were pronounced dead, replete with a funeral, flowers, and an outpouring of fake regret. The deception they perpetrated was so thorough that even the most experienced legal specialists dealing with many types of fraudulent schemes were taken aback. Their acts were quite audacious. Carefully constructed papers, forged monuments, and deceptive performances, all for the purpose of preserving what was properly yours. What they didn't expect was that you, still alive and breathing, would expose their twisted scheme. Now, as their acts threaten to unravel the riches they battled so hard to keep hidden, they are forced to explain their unusual behavior to authorities. This treachery was not random. It was arranged because of who you are and what you are meant to achieve. This is a key reality that you must comprehend. You are not an accident. You were picked with purpose. Throughout history, those destined for greatness have faced enormous obstacles. Just like Moses was almost slain as a youngster, Joseph was misled by his brothers. The stronger the resistance, the larger the potential effect. What lengths they went to erase. You demonstrate how dangerous your presence is to those who feed on manipulation and deception. They attempted to drown your brightness, but light cannot be confined. It just lights everything in its path. The fact that betrayal comes from people closest to you just exacerbates the pain. You expected them to always have your back. It's one thing for a stranger to mislead you, but when it's family members with whom you've spent holidays and shared tales, the sorrow is unimaginable. The people you trusted with your vulnerabilities, who promised to love and protect you, are the ones responsible for your metaphorical death. There was not a single actor in this play. It required many people, each playing a role in a big deception, from the mastermind coordinating the plot to the enablers who prioritized money above ethics, and the mute witnesses who refused to speak up for the truth. Each individual contributed to a web of falsehoods that would devastate your legacy. Even those who were supposed to value life, such as funeral directors and spiritual leaders, were inadvertent players in the illusion. Imagine a roaring blaze in a big open field on a cold autumn night. Its flames dance high, difficult to put out, emitting warmth and brightness that no amount of rain or darkness can ever extinguish, regardless of how hard they tried. Those who attempted to bury your truth via falsehoods, phony documents, and forged signatures could never extinguish that fire. Your essence, your spirit is as strong as that fire, blazing brilliantly and relentlessly through every storm of deception. They may have believed that a stack of paperwork or a well-crafted untruth could obliterate the lively spirit that is you. However, what they sought to bury has just helped your truth shine brighter. If you are experiencing an excess of divine love in your heart, now is the moment to share it. You may help spread God's blessings by clicking the super thank you button on YouTube and donating $10 or more. This wonderful gift will affect not just your life, but also the souls of countless others. Each of you has a holy position in God's great purpose via this platform, and your giving will provide fruit for our prayers. Act now. Share your benefits to honor His kingdom. You were meant to do much bigger things in God's loving hands. May God bless you. You are not defined by the feeble efforts of those who sought to rewrite your tale for personal advantage. Their attempts were more than just physical thievery. They were an insidious effort to steal your identity, rewrite your life story, and erase the legacy that God had etched on you from the start. However, the cosmos, in its infinite wisdom, has always imprinted you with an indelible signature that no man-made paper or dishonest claim can remove. Every act of betrayal, every false charge leveled against you has only helped to highlight the divine truth that you embody. If you experience God's presence, touch the join button below to be among the first to receive the most crucial insights. When they attempted to restrict you with their false papers and distorted records, they underestimated the strength of your spirit, which transcends earthly constructions and lives on in the everlasting light of truth. You are the creator of your own fate, the one who holds the pin to your tail, and the keeper of a truth far beyond the grasp of those who plan in the shadows. No paper, no signature, and no deceptive tale can ever undo what the Almighty has inscribed on you. Your truth is not transitory. The universe has lit in you a permanent flame that will blaze through every deception and dark effort to stifle your light. Imagine your life as a great river, clean and forceful, making its way through the most difficult terrain. The waters of this river have been tested by innumerable barriers, yet they continue to flow with such purity and power that no deceptive dam can keep them back. Every fake record, every effort to create your end has simply exacerbated the present situation, driving you onward with unstoppable velocity. The attempts to delete you were like to attempting to dam a powerful river with a thin barrier. The force of your truth came through with overwhelming, piercing strength, sweeping away everything false and left just the unmistakable fact of your being. Throughout history, persons with a greater purpose than themselves have often been the victims of such heinous plots. They have been targeted in efforts to suppress their voices, erase their legacies, and steal the essence of their being. However, the truth has repeatedly emerged as stronger and more magnificent than before. You are a live example of the everlasting principle that heavenly truth, once in motion, cannot be stopped by mortal hands. Your truth is as constant as the stars in the sky, serving as a light not just for your own journey, but also for those seeking their own road of righteousness. The efforts to alter your narrative and erase your identity via phony documents and fraudulent statements were not acts of fate. They were frantic, misdirected tactics by individuals who couldn't stand the sight of your light. They attempted to shape you into something that matched their story, stealing the brightness that was truly yours. But the spirit that drives you is above such simple manipulations. It is etched into the very fabric of your being, a heavenly legacy that no earthly paper can ever reach. The falsehoods they spread were intended to undermine your authority and legacy. However, in their arrogance, they just succeeded in emphasizing the truth that runs through your veins. A truth as eternal as the mountains and as everlasting as the infinite horizon. You have complete control over your story. You have the ability to determine who you are, not through the twisted tales published by people who attempted to degrade you, but through the divine truth that has always been inside you. Every treachery they perpetrated against you, every effort to misrepresent your identity, is recorded in the universe's everlasting ledger. And now the record is clear and unchallenged. You bear the imprint of eternal truth. The ability to mold your destiny is not in the hands of those who attempt to manipulate your fate, but in your unshakable devotion to carrying out the divine plan that was always meant for you. In every hurdle they have thrown at you, and in every false narrative they have created, there's a lesson here, a reminder that your soul is indestructible and your truth is timeless. The cosmos has a way of balancing the balances by returning what is truly yours with interest. Every effort to conceal your identity has only made it shine brighter, like a diamond formed under strain, dazzling with brightness that no amount of darkness can dim. Your legacy is inscribed in the stars, a narrative that surpasses the confines of human deception and speaks of a powerful and holy force. Now, as you go on, let each step be a tribute to your perseverance and unshakable faith. Accept the fact that no matter how many falsehoods are spoken or how many papers are faked, the core of who you are stays unchanged. The attempts to remove you only serve to highlight the gravity of your divine calling. Your truth is a natural force, an unbreakable spirit that triumphs over every false claim and effort to dull your light. You are the divine's chosen messenger, carrying a message of hope, rebirth, and unwavering fortitude. Stand firm in the face of every lies, knowing that the cosmos has assigned you a purpose that cannot be reversed. You are the keeper of your own tale, the author of your fate and living proof. The truth, once free, is unstoppable. Allow your light to shine without hesitation, for it is your inheritance, your heritage, and the final proof of the divine plan that has always led you. No paperwork, no signature, no untruth can ever erase what has been divinely engraved on your spirit. Your truth lasts forever, a timeless beacon that not only challenges the darkness, but also lights the way for others who dare to follow in your footsteps. The lawyer has gradually revealed the document trail used to explain their activities. Each fake paper, twisted contract, and altered record tells the same tale. Their desperate attempt to cling on to what was not theirs. When the inquiries came, they did not back down. They took the falsehood to a whole new level. They created a forged death certificate, produced bogus funeral programs, and even organized a full memorial ceremony. I'm hoping to stop any further investigations into their manipulation. However, their overreaction was their fatal weakness. Their falsehoods shattered as soon as you started to seek the truth. And suddenly their carefully planned alibis are unraveling, one document at a time. Imagine a massive, ancient oak standing tall in a beautiful field at morning, its branches sturdy and steady, having endured numerous storms and terrible winters in the same manner. What looked to be an unbreakable plot, a grand plan fashioned in deception, is now disintegrating in front of our eyes. The elaborate web of falsehoods that they painstakingly crafted to conceal their tracks is unraveling thread by thread as the light of truth shines through every shade. They attempted to cast every false claim, every twisted document, and every meticulously orchestrated occurrence to repress what properly belongs to you. But the cosmos is now displaying its flawless, unwavering design for justice. They believed they could trap you in a story of quiet and concealment. However, by staging a symbolic death replete with flowers, sorrowful expressions, and planned eulogies, they might keep your money and control your future. Their arrogance had no limitations. They created a full production, a big display of deception intended to persuade the world that you had vanished, that you no longer have any authority. Even those well-versed in the dark arts of deception, as well as seasoned lawyers who have seen their fair share of shady dealings, are left speechless by the extent these schemers went to. They planned every moment meticulously, amassing tons of fake documents and conducting a memorial ceremony. It was so intricate that it appeared more appropriate for a dark comedy than for reality. However, in their hubris, they never dreamed that you would see through their farce, and that the same effort they went to fake your demise would be their undoing. Their well-planned deception, a closed case on paper, has expanded into a full-fledged criminal probe. Witnesses ranging from funeral directors who questioned the validity of the services performed to bank officials who reported odd transactions, and even distant relatives who remembered seeing you alive have began to doubt their account. The differences in their testimonies, previously regarded as minor, now serve as clear proof of their deceit. The universe, which always records every deed and omission, has cast an unwavering eye on them. Every effort to conceal the truth has merely contributed to the gathering evidence against them. And with each passing day, their lives become more exposed, like a tapestry unraveling beneath the merciless scrutiny of time. Dear brothers and sisters, may God's peace come upon you today. I'm here to remind you of a fundamental fact. Our existence is based on God's divine purpose and is unaffected by worldly worries. According to the Bible, everything is done with faith will be returned to God with great blessing. Luke, like the enormous oak tree, our roots are profoundly embedded in God's global truth. His power secures every stride and every stance we take. And now you have the chance to be a part of that gift. When you utilize the super thank you button and contribute $10, this action will return to you 100 times over in the larger scheme of divine order. Your destiny was never intended to be altered by individuals motivated purely by greed and fear. You were picked for a greater purpose, one that goes above the petty goals of earthly beings. The fact that they resorted to such desperate methods demonstrates the power of your light and the danger it represented to their corrupt goal. Historical characters such as Moses and Joseph had life-changing betrayals that only served to magnify their heavenly missions. So, having been designated for greatness, their sophisticated conspiracy to eliminate your life was not a reflection of your insignificance, but rather a testimonial to your extraordinary destiny. They couldn't have imagined that by attempting to extinguish your flame, they'd instead ignite a blaze of truth that the universe could never ignore. If you experience God's presence, touch the join button below to be among the first to receive the most crucial insights. The deceit they planned was more than simply about gaining money or power. It was an attack on your fundamental identity, a plot to steal your heritage and alter your tale. They faked papers, manipulated data, and even created a fake death certificate and obituary in order to claim what was not theirs. They attempted to bury you behind layers of paper and pretense, assuming that by silencing you on paper, they might control your fate. But the truth is a terrible blow. It cannot be suppressed by falsehoods or concealed under a veil of bureaucratic deception. No signature, no falsified contract, no meticulously crafted monument will ever erase the spirit that you represent. Your essence is everlasting, divinely anointed, and imprinted with a mission that the cosmos has predetermined. The very attempts to eliminate you have helped to highlight the enormous force that you are. A power that cannot be diminished by the petty desires of those who want control and deception. As the layers of their scheme fall away, the beautifully organized paper trail becomes a monument to their deception. Every fabricated document, misappropriated transaction, and piece of altered evidence adds up to an undeniable record of their misdeeds. The lawyer tasked to examine this scam is now revealing the entire scope of their dishonesty. And with each disclosure, their carefully crafted empire of falsehoods falls even deeper, exposing the very institutions they thought they controlled. The legal institute, seas, financial networks, and even the media are now working together to recover what has been taken from you. The truth, like a strong river, cuts a route through the landscape of untruth, washing away all traces of corruption and leaving a clear, incontrovertible record of your true heritage. Money, when managed with honesty, is more than simply a medium of trade. However, it is a transformative and therapeutic instrument. The money they strove so hard to keep from you was never intended to benefit their own lives. It was divinely appointed to fuel your purpose, support your activities, and create a future that is consistent with your greater calling. Their effort to take your resources is a clear expression of their anxiety, dread of your potential, dread of your mission, and worry of how your destiny will affect the world. However, as the cosmos restores equilibrium, those assets are returning to you, multiplied and endowed with the force of divine vengeance. This is more than simply a financial success. This is a cosmic realignment, a poignant reminder that what is intended for you cannot be taken away via force or deception. They are about to face the consequences. The magnificent illusion they created to silence you is now dissolving in a flood of indisputable truths. Their deeds, which were formerly veiled in mystery, are now exposed for everyone to see. The ramifications of their dishonesty are playing out in real time. Every lie they've told is coming back to haunt them. They believed they could eliminate you, but in doing so, they simply set the stage for your eventual resurrection. Your life, full of divine purpose and unshakable strength, exemplifies the idea that truth will always win. The more they attempted to conceal you, the brighter your light shined, exposing every hidden nook of their deceptions. As the cosmic balances tip in your favor, you emerge as the unshakable manifestation of divine truth. Your path was tarnished by treachery and efforts to obliterate your identity. now begins a fresh story of restoration and vindication. Every item of stolen riches, every falsified document, and every act of deception has finally returned to you, bolstered by the unstoppable power of justice. The cosmos, in its great wisdom, guarantees that those who attempted to dominate you via intricate plans now bear the full consequences of their actions. This is your heavenly reclamation, the point at which the story switches from one of loss to one of unprecedented recovery. You have been polished in the furnace of treachery, emerging not just unscathed but stronger, clearer, and more potent than ever before. The fake funeral, the faked paperwork, and the whole web of falsehoods were only a diversion, a foolish effort to suppress your light. But, in the end, what was intended to eliminate you has become the exact proof of your unbreakable soul. Now, as you go on with renewed purpose and unwavering determination, remember that your future is dictated not by the deception of others, but by the unmistakable truth that the universe has etched in your own soul. Every setback, every act of betrayal prepared the door for a higher reward, a return that not only compensates for what was lost, but doubles it beyond measure. Your truth is everlasting. Your destiny is divinely predetermined, and no mortal creation can ever quell the cry of your soul. Step bravely into the future, knowing that you are more than simply a survivor of their plots, but a shining victor in a cosmic epic of justice. Let the restoration of your resources and the exposure of all lies serve as a light for everyone who have ever been harmed. You are the chosen one, meant to rise above the darkness, reclaim your heritage, and shine as evidence of the everlasting force of divine truth. Your light is far from gone, burns even brighter, guiding you and others who follow your example to a future as limitless as the stars in the sky. Now that the truth is revealed, the cosmos is divine. Timing comes into play. The systems they attempted to control, the banks, and the legal authorities are all striving to reclaim what was stolen from you. The lawyer, once dubious, is now your most powerful ally. Financial accounts are being investigated, records are being updated, and stolen assets are being returned to their rightful owners. This is not just about money. It is about the universe's equilibrium. Every move they took to deny you your due inheritance is now being used against them. They set themselves up for failure by trying to take your future. It's time to spread God's blessings by pressing the super thank you button on YouTube. With a $10 payment or more, you may help him carry out his plan and become a part of this holy mission. Every contribution symbolizes God's generosity, and I think it will come back to you enormously, far beyond your expectations. Remember that his protection and blessing are with you every step and every contribution. You become part of his divine design. You are a powerful, dazzling entity, as solid as the massive rock that saw God's marvels. Feel the rewards of your kindness in your spirit, and light up the world with confidence and bravery. Be blessed, and let the light of the Lord lead you. Money is a tool, and it is in the wrong hands. It promotes corruption. In your case, however, it represents a source of change, healing, and strength. They were aware of this. They knew that if they gave you these resources, you'd use them to disrupt systems and transform the world. The money they wanted to preserve was never just currency. It was a tool, a resource dedicated to your divine destiny. And now, when those resources return to you, they are infused with the force of justice. What they attempted to take from you has now been converted into a force of good. If you experience God's presence, click the join button below to be among the first selected and receive the most crucial revelations. They sealed their destiny early on, when they increased their falsehoods and caused your death. The cosmos of justice is now moving ahead, uncovering every deception, as the money that was hoarded and concealed from you returns. It carries the ability of restoration. This isn't just about taking back what was stolen. It's about recovering your power and position in the world. The cosmos is restoring cosmic equilibrium, and everything that was before denied to you is returning. What they believed would be your last chapter has turned into your finest narrative ever. The truth has emerged, and it cannot be erased. Standing in your strength, you are ready to go forth and complete the divine assignment that has always been yours. Despite the agony, this trip has shaped you into a stronger, clearer, and more powerful version of yourself. You are aligned with your real destiny, and nothing can prevent you from fulfilling the purpose for which you were created. The universe has shown that your path is divinely safeguarded, no matter what obstacles arise. And now you stand with much more power and purpose than before.